Alright guys, let's play some chess. Um, kind of just wanted to get some live games, uh, because I've been losing a lot, and I think I might lose some more, or we may win, but we're not really here to solve it or anything, it's life, so. Oh, he instantly aborts, it happens. Still play as white though, which is pretty cool. Opponent's already thinking, which is normal. Um, okay. Standard London. It seems like he's already trying to kick me out. Yep. So we got this. And now I think I'm going to delay castling here, because he's already committed these pawns. But I may just he's trying to strike in the center. Yeah, I think I'm gonna delay castle. Uh, Bishop here. It's a very close position. I hope his plan is to not trade off this bishop. I might even just take with the knight. I could take him if he allows it. Double. Okay, he doesn't. Well, now it might be better to take. But this diagonal is very strong. So I guess we can just stare at each other and keep some tension. Now I've completely cleared out my back rank, and all of my pieces are ready to go. And it looks like he's going to try to do the same thing. I haven't indicated which way I want to go. He's already kind of created some weaknesses here, so I think it's a good move to take. However, the only problem is he could take with the queen. So actually, I think it's better. Ah, this is where you have to think for a little second. Kind of just want to get my king out of the center, so we're just gonna cast along, because I mean, might as well, right? He casts the opposite way, so now we already have some ideas. Uh, we have this, which isn't mate. Uh, Sadly, but we could go here to try and set up a battery, but it just doesn't work because he's just gonna take. So thinking here, maybe we reroute this knight. Maybe we put a knight, or maybe we put a knight in the center. That looks good. However, we will lose this knight for a pawn. So I think we're going to strike in the center. Going to strike in the center. Now he allows this. Um, this probably isn't even the best move. It might even be better to play here, with the idea being not much, to be honest. Um, but in such a locked position, it's good to try and take as much space as possible. Now, he shouldn't let me. He should just take. Don't take with the bishop, though, because I still have my bishop sniping. But my idea here is to really just, okay, he takes. So we can take here, or actually we could ignore. And go for something here. But I think I'm just going to take, or take back. And really the idea here is that if he takes, I play, yes, I play takes here. Because it deflects this, which he might just take my bishop, which would be annoying. But we don't really have no sort of counterplay. He takes with the bishop. So now it disallows this move. That's a move. That's absolutely a move. Um, could play rook here, seeing as he's going for that square anyway. I could also play bishop here. I mean knight here, but that will lose because of tactics. So I think we're gonna just bring a rook to the party. And if he takes, actually this knight is just hanging after all is said and done. So I think honestly this was probably a better move. Yeah, okay. So this was probably a better move. So actually I'm gonna take his knight. And hopefully I can set up this battery because this knight has to move. Probably should have played that move a little bit sooner. But luckily, he doesn't have any checks. Okay, so he's trying to set up some brutal tactic. But, oh, he defends with the queen, which is pretty fair. Pretty fair. So he's going to take. And I'm going to play queen here. Yeah. And if he hangs mate 1, that'd be nice. See if he has any checks. He has this check, which is actually, I'll just take. So don't lose your queen for free. You probably be better stopping mate. All right, well, one game down, and this is just pretty simple, uh, somewhat principle. Yeah. So actually, here I was losing. The computer wants, let's see, knight. No. Where was it at? 95. 95 was actually losing to knight takes. Oh, wait. So it says it's losing, but maybe it's some type of what? So what's the winning idea? It's not knight takes. I don't know what the winning idea here is for black, but my idea with knight here was to get what we kind of got, open up the center, and hopefully create this battery. And it didn't work as soundly as I wanted it to. Um, because I had to kind of consolidate slightly because I didn't want to just leave my rook hanging in the corner like that. So yeah, of course he was trying to get a decent fork on the pawns. completely blundering that his knight was just free for the taking. And yeah, from here, simple battery checkmate. And I think, he kind of was losing when he went hunting for my bishop. You don't ever want to, especially if I meet h6 with h3, you don't want to hunt my bishop out. It's just going to war with pawns against one piece. It's just not the most sound thing, um, especially when after the dust settles, you castle that way anyways. So now all you've done is just weaken these squares around your king with the strong bishop on the diagonal, which I blocked in, which is kind of instructive. Uh, Probably could have tried to work a little harder to get this battery, but it's life, so you can't win them all. We're gonna get another. Oh, English. I'm gonna play my same setup. Okay, so he hasn't committed his king at all. Um, and I don't have anything, but he's played a very interesting line. So now I'm thinking to myself, probably try the same setup. Well, maybe not the exact same setup. Okay, so he's trying to go here to try to kick my bishop out, but I think he's blundered something. Could plop a knight right here, but it's not really strong. I want to finish my development by playing here, disallowing any knight moves and also giving the bishop somewhere to stay. Yeah, he's kind of misplayed this because I just 95 is just here again, and this time it's kind of annoying. Also, what about this? Honestly, I could play this, um, because it's kind of a fork. Actually, we're gonna play it because we're already on dark squares. So he's either going to block, in which case I may even just take the knight, and I'll just have the knights. Okay, yeah, he blocks. So I'm just gonna take this one. Now you might think it was probably better to take, but he's blocked in his dark squared bishop. So I'd rather keep his dark squared bishop a little bit less active and put the rook on a file that wasn't even really to worry about. Let's speed up a little bit. Now he might. Well, okay, so his idea now is to play knight here, um, but it's protected. Um, However, I don't want to allow that move, but I can't really do much to stop it. Can't really do much. I could play knight. I could play knight right here, actually, and that would stop that because that move seems pretty annoying. It seems pretty annoying, actually. Unless he plays bishop trying to attack, which would be a fair move. Instead, he plays e e6. I don't know what that does. And his king is weak, so I can castle either way. I think I'm gonna castle short this time. I'm gonna castle short. King looks pretty decent. Um, he's just kind of committed pawns to arbitrary squares. I'm thinking, okay, that's a move. That is definitely a move. Here's another closed position, but now I think I can slowly take away the space of this knight, and it might have been better to castle long. Actually, it might actually be better to castle long. But I was not expecting such a pawn complex in this game. So we'll see. This might be a tough game to win. And by tough, I mean we just might have take it to the end game. Yeah, so he's just committing pawns at this point. Might bring a rook. Only problem is bringing a rook to do what? It's kind of like, what? Um, the problem with playing like this is that he shut his knight out the game and his bishop. So his bishop, his knight, all of these pieces are weak. He is taking more space, which is a fair assessment, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna play a waiting move. Because one mistake I'm making is I'm just taking too much time. There it is. So he immediately tries to strike to give up the pawn. The idea here is not really good. He's just created a bad complex and gave up a pawn. I could even take, but if he can just take with whatever piece, so I'm gonna take this pawn. That seemed like a frustration move. It seemed like a move, and now he kicks my knight out. But the problem is, if I play here, and you take with the bishop, now I can take this pawn, and your rook will get lost, right? So you've really just lost 2 pawns, and you can't even this is just also a fork. This is just also a fork because you take. I'm just gonna take this pawn, and it's a check, and it's all bad. Right. So bishop b5 check. You have to take with the rook and lose your rook, or you move. In which case, your rook is still hanging. Oh, he blocks, so he gives up the bishop, which is fair because now he'll probably take pawn takes here, which is not really scary. It's not really scary. I could also play bishop back. However, that doesn't guard the pawn. So I might just take this bishop. But I don't know. Maybe keep the pin. Maybe keep the... But he's going to take with the rook, so... I don't know. Maybe just take the bishop. So he can win this pawn back. Well, actually, it's a check. So now I can defend the pawn. I forgot about that. I can actually just push. Because he has to either take with the knight or the... yeah, or the king. Or the queen. I forgot about that. So... But that doesn't really threaten much, so I'm just going to defend my pawn. So now this rook is on this open file. We don't want it to have any counterplay advantage. So we're gonna eat the space. And this is actually a good way to try to create counterplay. But I've kind of already made this nice pawn complex. So I don't know. We have moves here. I don't want to lose a knight. So maybe I should strike in the center now. Yeah, I think maybe striking in the center now would be fair, given the compensation we have, which is being 3 pawns up. However, I'm taking too much time. I'm just simply taking too much time. I'm going to have to play faster. My idea is to trade. Okay, he's bringing a rook to the party. So I actually could close down the file because he wants to be taken, which is fair enough. It's fair enough. Um, but he hasn't committed his king at all. So it kind of makes this weird dichotomy. And so he's attacking the knight. I see that that is actually a move. That is actually just a move. I'm gonna take with check, which I probably should have just done. Definitely should have just done. But that's okay. We're gonna take and give a check, and now we can um, we can find a way to consolidate. He's probably just gonna slide over, um, which is probably just the best move. King F8 is just the best move, I think. King F8. Yeah, King F8. So luckily for us, though, we do win another pawn, or we can not really worry about defending our knight because this file is closed off. So if he takes, I can just take with the rook, and we'll have a nice rook lift. Yep. So takes with the rook, and then I can even right. He attacks my queen. Um, was kind of expecting this move. Was expecting this move. Um, I'm gonna slide this way. With the idea of being, I still protect both of my rooks, and it's getting squishy. I could even, and I defend this pawn. So he may just trade off rooks, but there would be no benefit to that, like at all. Like he'll have a check, sure, but there'd be no follow up for real. And he's gonna lose all of his pawns and slowly just lose the end game. Okay, he's attacking this one. I can't defend them all, which was never my plan. I even have this, which is a move. The idea being that it's really not much of an idea. So I think just pushing, creating a danger level concept would be interesting. But the only thing is, there's no follow up to this move, other than the queen has to move, and she probably moves somewhere where she's protected. So we're gonna play it though, because it is what it is. It's life. You can't defend everything. Um, I didn't really have much of an idea. Yeah, other than moving the queen off of here, so I could double, which is a move. It's definitely a move. It's definitely a move. Here I have to really start to speed up though, because I would just lose time. And now I actually don't have much an advantage. Uh, his compensation is that he's up a piece. My compensation is that I am up a pawn now. Um, However, this move doesn't work, nor does this. So I think the idea is to go here and try to infiltrate on the king side. The idea is not this check. It's this attacking the rook, and this pawn was defended by the queen. Now he does have some counterplay. He's up a piece, so he does have counterplay. But he has to get this knight involved. That's definitely a move. Um, it's definitely a move. Um, Absolutely a move. Maybe play here to sack a rook. Maybe just push a pawn. I might just push a pawn because at this point we're gonna have to create some kind of more weakness. This pawn is defended by the knight, but then it will allow me to take here, and obviously you can't take. So fair move, fair move. Um, but I was always planning to take. I think his idea is to win a pawn back, or even play here, which is a good move. Which is a good move. That is a good move. It defends the knight and it deflects. So he doesn't play that move. Fair enough. Um, oh, but now I can't give this check, which is instructive. Um, but I was always ready to take here. And now I have to hurry up. I just have to. Um, I just do. Because I'm threatening this, which is not mate yet, but it's getting there. Okay. Check. Queen may have to even go back. Or he runs. Do we have a mate? No. Not yet. I'm gonna go. No, not that check. Maybe check defended by. Oh, I lost on time. Oh, I lost on time. That's annoying. So here, yeah, it's not a. It's actually slightly better for black. Um, Probably the idea is some counterplay, but um, the idea was to play this. Well, not this, but even give this check, right? Which I mean, you have takes. Oh no, that loses actually. So probably king would run like here, but you see, like it's all bad. It's all bad. You know, like once I'm here, I'm here. You know. So yeah, definitely could have played that a lot faster. And here, yep, it's even just saying maiden five. Probably via like something like this. Yeah, and you know it's yeah you can't run nowhere but to. Well, I think actually he has to block with the rook. Oh yeah, so we were slowly going to convert the position because my plan was to play rook here, and I mean yeah because now that's making two because he's in a corner. So we was just gonna slowly cut the king off because he has no pawns defending. But let's get into a new game and try to play faster because I can't be losing on time consistently. D4, we're gonna play D5. Um, Take knight C6. Probably be better to play that, but it's okay. Strike a little bit in the center. Yeah, I definitely have to try to maintain some type of time advantage, or I will get steamrolled. Okay, so he plays this. Not sure what the idea is here, so I think I'm going to develop. I actually do have this check. Uh, I even could. I wish I would have Fiend Kettle because he would have just hung a rook, but he wouldn't have hung a rook then. Uh, Here he just blocked with the bishop, so I think I'm actually going to bring this bishop, and I would just invite him to take me. Honestly, it might have been better to play h6 here. So this knight doesn't try to come in, which I think is going to happen soon, which will be annoying. Okay, he doesn't bring the knight, so I'm going to actually play this. I could pin the knight, but I just I don't like that idea yet. And I think we're gonna play for another like long castle, or it could be a short castle. Oh, well, yeah, it could be a short castle too. So he's just fully committing his pawns. I actually kind of can respect this move because it blocks in this bishop. This bishop is not as strong. Um, and it attacks the pawn. It's taking space, which is fair. So I'm actually just going to continue my development though, because I don't even really have to take. Now, obviously, I am going to because he's taking up a lot of space. Um, but the thing is, again, he's committed these pawns without committing a king, right? So he pins me. I could actually just block with the queen here, which I am going to do actually. And he might take, but I'll just bring my bishop out. Okay, so he castles short. So now I'm going to castle short here too, because my idea is that we're just going to get in on the queen side or the king side. So we'll see what the moves are. Now I understand that this is technically free right now. This is absolutely just free. I actually did just hang a piece. I probably should have played bishop. He didn't spot it. So now I'm just going to take the knight though, because that was a free bishop that he missed. It absolutely was. He just completely missed it. Now I can't take back, but I have to move, and I have to move my knight. So I'm going to play knight here. And it might become a slight target. I really wish I didn't lose that bishop, actually. It's probably going to be a target. But I could always just go back. And, you know, play with simultaneous defense and attack. So he plays here. I'm not sure what the idea is. That's just a free knight. If queen comes here, it may get scary, kind of, but not really. Not in this position. My queen has to move. Okay, he plays rook there. The idea is that he's either going to try to open up the file. The problem is, though, this file is not open. So this is also just a free pawn. But I could set up some scary stuff. I could definitely set up some scary stuff. I think he's going to play. He's gonna find the idea in time, which is quite annoying. But we're gonna play it. The idea is to go h5 and mate him on h2. He's probably just going to. He's not spotting it. I want to go for it. Oh wow. Oh well. No, actually, it's not mate. He gets away in time. He gets away in time because he gets to run, which is quite annoying. So we could just play here, but we're pinned to the king. So I'm gonna castle first, so we can actually get an attack going. Because he doesn't have much. He's kind of just shuffling pieces right now. Like, he has nothing going. Like, I could just take here. He takes. So his idea is to bring the rook, but my knight defends. And the reason you shouldn't have taken is now that bishop is also being sniped. Now you do deflect, um, but I mean, there's just not much. This bishop is horrible. Right, so he attacks there, but that was defended. And I can even, I'm not sure what his idea is. So wait, if takes, just, or even takes, I don't know what he's threatening. So I'm gonna play rook. Okay, he's trying to really get in. So now I'm gonna pin him to the queen because you don't want to just allow the diagonal of this bishop to be that strong. So this is just quite literally a fork. Just quite literally a fork. You have to choose which one to lose. You have to. You have to. You have no choice. I don't know what he was truly okay. He chooses to lose the the rook. So now he's down to 4 rook. He can actually just take this rook though. But yeah. So he actually missed that I left my rook hanging. I actually just left my rook hanging. So from here it'll probably be better to like consolidate and try to not leave our rook hanging. You know, that would probably be a good move. Could attack the queen so he can't take my rook, but he's gonna just take the bishop, and then my rook's still hanging. So I'm gonna protect. I'm gonna protect and defend the back rank. Yep, there it is. So none of these pieces are hanging. So we're going to do this. We actually are just threatening mate soon via various tactics. Okay, so he gets out of it. Um, but I believe I could still play this. Uh, and win the rook in the corner. Yeah, we're gonna play it. The knight defends. And this right here is not checkmate, but he has to remove himself from defending that rook. Yep. So now he loses the rook. We may even have a mate. We may even have a mate, but I don't see it. So I'm just going to not mouse slip and take the rook. Now this is somewhat easy enough to convert. We're just up a full rook. I could have looked for checks and like played a lot more sound and smooth, but I think it's instructive to also kind of try to play with some tactics too. So he's trying to create counterplay. Um, but now I do not have a discovered attack yet, and I do not want to hang my rook here. So I think I'm just gonna give a check, and I think we're probably just mating soon. Think he runs to the back rank like this. Okay, this is not mate. Luckily, uh, this isn't either because the bishop is protecting. Uh, Now this is mate, I think, because the back rank is guarded by the queen, and I believe no, yeah, the d-file is closed off, so he can't run there. Yep, brutal game, brutal game. You know, just standard queen's pawn shenanigans. And again, whoops, it's the same idea. I think this is going to be the last game I play. Hopefully, the more I do this, the more stamina I can build up to, actually play some games, like play more. Because there's certain guys out there like Levy. When he does this, he's playing like 6 games. So this is actually not a good position for Black. Um, it's too condensed. It just is. Um, so with Black, I can definitely work more to keep things a little bit more open. But you know, it's life. So we have to work for these things. And this is actually a losing idea, which is instructive because I was going for this to go here eventually, um, which we do get in the game. You see the idea and how it unfolds and what it does, but for this position, it was just completely unnecessary, which I think is instructive. Um, this move really didn't make sense to me because I could have just castled, and I probably should have castled. That's another thing that I definitely could have did. But from here, I kind of just took over. Um, once we opened up, there wasn't much he could do to keep the weaknesses from getting attacked, and he created more for himself by even taking. And now it's just bad to worse because he's not threatening anything at all. Like my queen is actually guarding both of these knights, which is a pretty cool thing. But I bring a rook, hanging a rook in one move, you know, which is insanely enough only just completely equal. This actually doesn't lose the game, but it loses all of my advantage. It just does. I completely hung bishop takes on e8, which I mean it's not a winning idea, but it is uh, a losing one kind of. And from here it's actually mate in 4 via what I'm not sure. Um, Actually, let's look at the analysis. Why not? The engine can tell us how stupid we were for missing mate in 4. Because from here, let's see, mate in 4 was right here. He lasted another 8 moves. So couldn't find mate in 4, but I found mate in 8. Knight f3. Oh, he just hung his. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh wow. And then after takes, we still have this. Yep, which is mate in 1 via this. Wow. So yeah, mate in 4 was just on the board, and he completely hung his queen. Wow. I was just and you know, tunnel vision is the thing we all get. Um, I completely missed this, but instead I found a tactic to win a rook, which the engine likes. It's good enough. It's life. Winning a rook is almost as good as a queen. And here it's just I got in. And here it's actually mate in 2 via probably takes. Yep. And yep, just cut the king off. But I was like, I can't lose any in game being up 2 rooks. So that was my justification there. But this king e1's the only move. Oh yeah. No. No. Nope, this is not checkmate. What is it? Ah, wait, no, this is not it either. Because he just runs. Yeah. Is it a knight? I think it's knight. Oh, it might be knight. It can't be knight, though. Because he just runs this way. It's definitely not knight. It's not that. Oh, it is that. Yeah. So it's the same pattern I found, actually, with this knight guarding and the rook cutting off on the D file. Yeah. show the pattern. So, but you know, I got tunnel vision, absolutely. But it's life, so we all can fall short of the engine's ridiculous plans. I mean, purely ridiculous plans here. Ridiculous and brutal. Which this is honestly, it might be a little bit more brutal because we actually ended up in the same spot, which is hilarious. But only if you know. Now get out of here.